What's up, Ducks fans? We are on our way to Honda Center for Ducks Penguins. So, coming off that awesome 1-0 win against the Sharks, hoping to build on that. I've been complaining lately that we can't put together consecutive wins. So tonight will be a good test to see if we can finally win consecutive games and then hopefully build on that from there. So, like I said, Pittsburgh's in town, and the Penguins, we always, at least in recent history, we have trouble against them. So they're 14-9-2. A lot of familiar faces on the Penguins, which Nick Bonino is on the Penguins now, and that adds to a few other ex-Ducks. Most notably Ben Lovejoy, who we traded last season, and also Chris Kunitz, who was on our Cup team back in 2007. So, and then also they have their new Phil Kessel addition. So the Penguins have a lot of weapons, and that's, of course, mainly Crosby and Malkin. So we'll need to try to contain them. It's tough to contain the Penguins, and something I'm really worried about is we have been winning games lately because we have not been allowing a lot of goals. Like, I guess, the Vancouver game, yes, we did score 4, but it's like that game against the Sharks, like, that easily could have been like a 3-1 loss, even a 2-1 loss, like the Tampa game. But because John Gibson played such a great game, and we did play good defensively as a team also, but because of that, we were able to win 1-0. So something I'm worried about is, like, if we can't score tonight because we've just been having trouble scoring, I'm just worried that the Penguins are just going to beat us, even if they can only manage a couple of goals, and odds are they're going to manage more than a couple of goals. So I am going to say that we win, of course, because I always do, but I am really worried about this game. That's why I got my Bosch jersey on, because last time I wore it, we beat Vancouver 4-0. So I'm thinking, if this jersey can bring the goals tonight, we can get the win. But I'm going to predict us to win, but I think we're going to need a lot of goals to do it because the Penguins score goals against us. So I'm going to say that the Ducks win tonight 4-3 in overtime. So, yeah, that's my prediction. And I got my hat on tonight too, which I don't really know what I'm thinking because last time I wore it, the only time I've worn it to a game this season, it was that awful loss against the Blackhawks. So I kind of have contradicting juju here, so we'll see which one prevails. But yeah, Ducks Penguins, we're psyched. Hopefully we can get another big win, and I'll talk to you after the game. All right, the Ducks got the win tonight against Pittsburgh, which is so awesome for many reasons. It's our second consecutive win, so it's the first time in a month since we've won back-to-back games. So that feels good. And I mean, it's the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's a good team. We beat them 2-1 tonight. So just another solid defensive effort. And John Gibson, so good, man. I mean, like, seriously, he is just coming in and taking control of our net. I mean, he has played really well. He stopped all but one shot that he faced tonight, 23 out of 24 shots stopped. And I mean, what can you say about the guy? Like, he allowed 0 goals against Vancouver, 2 against Tampa, 0 against San Jose, 1 tonight. So 3 goals allowed in the last 4 games. And, we're 3-1 in those games. So just unbelievable play by John Gibson. And then the rest of the team, too. I mean, just playing great team defense. Starting off the scoring, Pittsburgh actually scored first just a few minutes into the game. And it looked like it was going to be an annoying night just because there were a lot of Penguins fans here. And, so they started off the cheering, really. And then a few minutes later, Rickard Rakell apparently scored, but Pittsburgh challenged the goal. And I will admit, both my wife and I thought that the play was offside 22 seconds earlier, but the ref didn't call it. Well, Pittsburgh thought it was offside also. And after we scored 22 seconds later, it would have been a power play goal by Rickard Rakell. Pittsburgh challenged that 22 seconds earlier the puck had gone offsides, and I'm going to say right now, when it went offside, we were both like, oh, that cleared, and then they didn't call it, and we were like, oh, okay. But so once they like challenged it, we were like, oh crap, they're going to overturn the goal because we think it cleared. But then we were looking at the jumbotron of all the different shots, all the different angles that were captured on film, because like from our view, it was just from our seats that we thought that it had cleared. But all the video shots, it was not irrefutable evidence that the puck had crossed the blue line, but they overturned the goal, and we were just like, we were complaining about it probably for the rest of the first period and into the second period. We were joking about how like, oh, you better not score right now because, you know, there might have been a puck that got knocked down by a high stick 30 seconds ago. You know, so it's just like, it was pretty annoying, but luckily it ended up not mattering. But it very well could have. Then in the second period, we had just about the best second period you'll ever see the Anaheim Ducks have. We outscored Pittsburgh 2-0, and we got a goal by Corey Perry, his 10th of the season, and 3rd in the last 4 games, assisted by Getzy and Sami Vatanen, just, like I said, about 30 seconds into the second. And then later in the period, ever since Nate Thompson's come back from injury, the fourth line of Thompson, Stewart, Santorelli has been really, really solid. And they scored again tonight and got their second straight game-winning goal as a line. And it was Chris Stewart from Thompson and Santorelli. And that made it 2-1, and that score ended up holding up. Ducks win 2-1. Like I said, our second straight victory, something that has been rare this season, so that feels really good. And I mean, it's against quality teams. San Jose and Pittsburgh, those are teams that we typically don't play great against, so it was awesome seeing back-to-back wins against those teams. And just too, I mean, Pittsburgh's got a great team, and to only allow 1 goal against all those talented scorers, like, very cool. And I will say something else I just remembered that I wanted to say in the third period. With a minute and 20 seconds left, Evgeny Malkin had a glorious chance with Gibson on his right side, and Malkin had the right side of the net from his perspective open, and Kevin Bieksa just from behind slashed him and took the penalty. But it was a great penalty because it looked like Malkin was about to score. And then because of that penalty, though, the Penguins got a minute and 20 seconds of a 6-on-4 with the empty net, and I'm sitting there like sweating, like having flashbacks from the Chicago game, especially because I have this freaking hat on, only the second time I've worn it this season. And so I'm thinking, oh God, you know, the game against Chicago is going to come back and haunt us tonight. 6-on-4, you know, empty net, shorthanded situation, but we held on, got the win, 2-1. We are now 11, 12, and 5. So still a lot of work to be done, but definitely, you know, on the 6-game homestand, we're 3-1-1 so far. So definitely picking up ground. And one other thing I want to say too about the game, we won 34 of 56 faceoffs tonight. So that was a big reason why we got the win. So we don't play again at home until Friday, so 5 days from now, against Carolina Hurricanes, our second and final meeting with them this season. So that'll be the next time I make a video. Go Ducks, the Bosch jersey, 2-0 now. Some big wins this season for it, and I'll see you all later. Go Ducks.